Good morning, Ramon. How are you on this fine Wednesday morning?
Oh, pretty good, Mindy Hahn. Another trip around the sun, huh?
I made it. I'm officially still here. I might have a little bit of a bad belly, but other than that, I'm good. Enjoyed all the hibachi and drinks I could handle, but we had a good time. It was fun.
Welcome to the morning steam with Mindy Hahn, the Midwest's premier sports handicapper. Uh, I will say another year older, but here you are. And I'm Ramon Scott. Welcome into the show. We're going to preview the betting card today for Wednesday, December 7th. We could always use the cliche of the date, but we think of everyone about our military people on December 7th.
That's
Uh,
right. D-Day.
that's long before, but it's still a day of remembrance for all that live. Good morning to everyone joining. Daniel, hello to you. Welcome to Team Steam. Hopefully, you've been here before. Nice to have you. And also, well, of course, welcome to Blake. And how about Travis
Travis. I
Carswell?
think Travis is a new name too. It's awesome that you guys are getting in the
Nice to
chat.
have you guys. Hopefully, you've been here before and just got the chance now to check in and see our show where we preview from a betting perspective the day's important games. And so great to have you guys here. Here's Roscoe Downs. Man, where are they come? Where are you guys? We
I
how great
know. Like
to have.
all in one day, we get all of the newbies all at once. It's
Well,
amazing.
maybe you've been here before. Always great to, especially we're happy to have your comment in here to let us know that you're here. So great. Thank you, Roscoe. Sounds like you've been watching. And Travis, all right. Good morning. Awesome. There's Blake as well. And here's Daniel. So we've got new people. We're going to let some people file in. We're going to talk about tonyspicks.com, our website where we sell our premium picks. Dave Redling is here as well. Nice to have you as always, Dave. Thank you. A little bit of breaking news, Mindy, before we get started here. I don't know if you saw this, but I think a lot of people are starting to catch the news here within the last 30 minutes or so that the Yankees have re signed Aaron Judge to a contract 9 years, $360 million. So I guess Arson Judge isn't going to make his way to San Francisco. And
Yeah.
I'll just note, Mindy, you've got your Padre hat on, but the Padres apparently finished third, so they are not messing around. They've reportedly, Jeff Passan reports the Padres may have finished third in the bidding for Aaron Judge. I just pass it on from my perspective, but from where we were, not not even I don't know 12 hours ago, I think, when they were trying to send Aaron Judge back home to the Bay Area. Must have been a legitimate bid for the one of the top reporters to get it wrong. Maybe the Yankees came back and swooped in at the last minute. So just awesome. Daniel's also talking about were some other big
I
deals
know. I
too.
was really surprised about Verlander going to the Mets myself. I just always think of maybe perhaps I don't know in the whole scheme of things. I don't know if Mets is always the place to land. And then I think the Cubs may be looking to get Bassett. I think or the Cardinals, and then of course the Cubs just got Bellinger. So it's going to be a fun season next year. That's for sure.
Aaron Judge will make $76 per minute for the next 9 years, so it's pretty good money. And
I love the breakdown, Ramon.
I did that off the top of my head.
You probably did. Big brain in there.
Blake watched the Laker game last night. Well, yeah, I mean, they were actually in there. They put a scare almost into Cleveland last night, but Cleveland did prevail. I had a premium on Cleveland in that one, Mindy. So maybe we can go over. That might be the cue to go over to Tony'sPicks.com to get the show started. But Team Steam, we got some work to do here.
Yeah, I mean, I thought, when you have your birthday, you're supposed to have a really good sports betting day. And it was like my worst. So I was like, man, I just need to get back to work. they'll concentrate more instead of going out to lunch and dinner. I mean, geez.
And yeah, so I was concerned because Roscoe said he just was here yesterday and he decided to come back. So appreciate you, Roscoe. Hopefully you saw
Right.
that we did have a pretty good day before that, and we did have you have to pick it up with some winners today. So you're all welcome, including Roscoe, Kabir, Daniel, to make sure we see your picks in the chat as we start previewing the games. Let's go over to Tony'sPicks.com. And well, I was on top last night
Good
with a
job,
7-4
Ramon. Way to
record.
go.
That'll get it done. 7-4 on the night. Maybe we can take a look at how I did. Paul 2-0 there as we got down the final 8 in the World Cup. We'll see how those games go. We got a few days off right now before we resume action at the World Cup. Sean checks in with a 3-1 day. Great to have Sean back and healthy and on the team. Ben 2-1. Prav comes in with a 4-3 record. How did Ramon do? Let's check it out and see what I had yesterday. Mindy, I know it was mostly on the ice, I believe. There's a late game I had, Pepperdine, Nevada over. I lose with the Nuggets. Get it done with Winnipeg, pretty easy winner there. UMKC, Oklahoma. I was a little worried there. I really thought I had the right move, but I knew right away it wasn't looking too great, and they still almost pulled it off. I had the over in ACU and K-State. There's that Cavs pick. Also, here's some NHL winners under in Red Wings, Tampa Bay. Hopefully you got the 6.5 if you're a player of mine. Also, Blackhawks, New Jersey under 6.5, easy winner. And a couple more losers there in college ball. So, no big deal. Yep. All right. Click on the All Cappers tab to get signed up. There you can check out all of our handicappers over at Tony'sPicks.com, including Mindy Hahn. Mindy, what do you have planned for today?
Well, I have 2 plays on the ice and 3 plays on the NBA court right now. So right now, if you go over to Tony'sPicks.com, you can find a guaranteed 3-pack in the NBA. And then I put my NBA, NHL, multi-sport spectacular package together that you could grab that as well. And again, the more plays you get at once, the better value you get on those per play. Also have guaranteed best bets. And after the show, we'll be putting up my college basketball picks.
It's a big card of college basketball. We'll preview 5 games today. We'll also take a look at the pretty big NBA card, an 11-game card in the NBA, a 7-game card on the ice. So we're going to be pretty busy here over the next hour plus. Hopefully you guys have your picks ready for us to check out as well. So don't forget, just check out all the cappers over at Tony'sPicks.com. Don't forget, we also have the pick ticker if you're up against it and need a pick. Short on time, don't know what you want, don't know who you like. We have our pick ticker, but here's the top plays for today, including our best bets from the crew. Nick, Paul, Collins up there with best bets, and also Ben, Tony, and Mindy currently have best bets lined up. Several of them offered at $15 today. And don't forget our popular 3-pack and multi-pack packages. Ben, Daniel, Mindy got packages up for the action today. Don't forget all of our crew and our leaders right now. Tiffany, currently the 7-day leader, and Collins leads us for the month. So head on over to Tony'sPicks.com. Use that promo code TonyT at checkout to save 20% off all premium pick packages. All right, Mindy, we got a busy show, so we might as well get started on it. And that's okay. We look at the site every day. So hello to who else do we got? A C-Man is joining us today. Jose Sierra also with us. Our regulars here in the chat. We need your help today to navigate this card. Start off with the NBA if we can and get right into it.
All right.
All right, Mindy, these lines will be changing kind of statically here. They're maybe about 2 hours old or so. So we'll be able to check the line movement, if you will, off of some of these morning openers I'm showing right now with the Clippers and the Magic to get us rolling here. Thurman Hill, nice to have you. Man, it's so great to have so many new, fresh faces here joining us. We think that means big things moving forward. Clippers and the Magic. The Clippers, they're a 6.5-point favorite. So
So see, man, is Curtis, man? Is that official? This is Curtis,
Yep.
so I am here. Okay.
So he's just got the two different accounts. Sometimes I have that too with multiple YouTube
Gotcha,
accounts.
okay.
So I won't, when we do our shout outs, I'll try to, if he comes in, sometimes he maybe has come in with one or the other. Maybe he's on a different device. That's what happens to me.
Gotcha, okay.
Clippers we favored here by 6.5, total 216.5. I don't know how the Clippers can be favored in anything, but maybe this is the day.
Well, the Clippers are 6-1 against the spread versus the Magic on the road, especially off of a win over their last 7 games here. I am going to take the Clippers here, laying the points on the road today, Ramon.
Okay, that's fine by me. I think the Clippers, I say that kind of in jest because I'm, not necessarily impressed with the Clippers. I know I've made fun of them a lot. And sure enough, it's like when PG plays, it seems like Kawhi also plays. It's like, they're picking their spots or something. So something's just not quite right there for me as far as those guys are concerned, when they're in the lineup and when they're out of the lineup. So I guess we'll expect them to play with this line. I guess they're going to be in there today. The total has dropped dramatically. I agree with that drop in the total. This has to be a spot for the Clippers, I guess. Guys, right? Let's see. Hey, to Gerardo as well. Thurman, thank you for the college plays there. Nothing from the chat, though, looks like on this game, Mindy. So I'm going to have to make a decision. Actually, the Clippers do have kind of my numbers today going in their favor. So even though I wasn't trying to talk you off of them, I wasn't trying to, get you to go against them necessarily. Like I said, Orlando's not a great spread team either. I mean, at this point, Clippers are 4-12 to the under as favorites. Orlando just 1-6 against the spread against teams with a winning record. Yeah, Clippers do seem to play pretty well. You mentioned their success in the series against Orlando. So this is a pretty big number. I'm going to go ahead and lay these points with you, Mindy. I think it's going to be okay. On the surface, I would go immediately Orlando, but to me, the matchup does have as long. I don't want to say as long as those guys are in there because, I'm kind of playing when I make my plays. Are kind of the human algorithm effect. How do teams travel into situations like this, especially when they play teams that they only play a couple times a year, and road trips and all that have more to do with it because. Players and stuff they're all baked into the line when we talk about players who are in and out. We're never going to rarely beat the bookmakers on that. So, all right, we'll do it. We're on the Clippers here.
All right, we're getting it done, Ramon. Here we go.
Feels uncomfortable. I also like the under. I'm disappointed it's gone down so significantly, but just feels kind of ugly to me. So Roscoe's not going to be involved in this game, but we're going to be on the Clippers. And under's looking pretty strong to me, I think, in this game. We'll see. All right, we already talked about the Lakers a little bit, and Toronto's already starting to take some action here. They're up to an 8.5-point favorite, and the total 228.5.
Oh, the Lakers-Raptors game, huh? Lakers are 2-1 over the last 3. Been putting up about 121 in those meetings. Raptors, on the other hand, 1-2 over their last 3, putting up 112. Lakers here ranked 12th in field goal percentage, but then the Raptors are 25th. Lakers here 4-1 against the spread in their last 5. I'm gonna take the Lakers and those points today.
I would think that Anthony Davis probably will miss this game. I mean, if he's got the flu and he left the last game, so he must be kind of at, I would think you could get over it in one day, but when you're traveling and stuff like that, that is a factor certainly in trying to get the road to recovery here. So we'll get to that and see. And oh man, look at Blake with some comments there. I really want to cover some of this stuff. Anyways, Mindy, so yeah, I don't want to. I feel awkward, but I think the Lakers, they get off to great starts. Same thing yesterday. They rode a basically back and forth game with Cleveland in late into the fourth quarter before Jared Allen. We talked about his return, and he might have been the biggest impact in the game. Actually, he was really feeling it against Anthony Davis. No wonder Anthony Davis wasn't feeling too well, during the game. And we joked about Davis too, or maybe it was with Tony on the show about. I said like the ball hits him in the head, he's out a week. We all know that. We all make the jokes about that. So, but I don't know. 8.5 points. It may even go up as word spreads that Davis won't be in. I think most gamblers, I think we all know that Davis probably questionable for this game, and that probably is reflected, I would think, at this point in the line. Like I said, a flu bug could get back in there right away. I mean, we shall see. But I'm going to take the Lakers with you, Mindy.
All right.
Take 8 points. Yeah, I mean, not too hot on them, certainly, especially Steam did come in on the over in this game, obviously. It opened as low as 224.5. Now we're talking 228.5. I'm not so sure about the move, actually, on the total in this one. And there it is. C-Man says he wants to go under in the game. So I agree with C-Man there. I might find myself finding a way to get to the under in this one. So Daniel had some nice trends in the game, talking about covered the spread in 7 of their last 8 games when visiting Toronto. We'll mention. I'm sorry. I'm on the wrong game there. He was still talking about the first game. Sorry about that, Daniel. I know what you mean. And he does come in and say that the game just moved to 9 over on DK. So, yeah, I mean, maybe it'll go up. I don't know how much further it can go up, really, but pretty big number, even for this Lakers team. They may lose by 8.
Right.
we may be getting to the point where Lakers are just going to be getting enough points
to pull it off.
Yeah. Hawks and Knicks. The Knicks are favored by 2, total 233.5.
Yeah, I mean, the Hawks as of late, they've just been better all around, shooters, from the free throw line, 3-point line. I just kind of like where they've been playing here as of late, averaging 118 points a game. Knicks, on the other hand, really just not scoring much here at all. I'll take the Hawks today, +2.
All right, Mindy will be on the Hawks. I shade just barely, I think, to the Knicks in this one.
So does Vegas, right?
Well, the move has been on the Knicks, obviously, just
Okay.
barely, but from 1.5 to 2. So I don't know. Look at some of the total. Has been steamed up there to 233.5. But and the trends say over here. I mean, Atlanta's 8-3 to the over on the road. The Knicks are 6-2 to the over as a favorite. C-Man says take the Knicks. I kind of agree with him here, but I just see that total is getting so high. I agree. 5 of the last 6 meetings between these two conference foes in New York have gone under. New York also won 7-1 against the spread after a straight up win. I'm going to go under 233.5. I'm going to buck the trends here and just say this is getting a little bit too high, I think, in this one. And we'll see as far as want to take a look and see if there were any other injury concerns. All right. Couple of plays there. Take a look now at the Hornets and the Nets. The Nets are up to a 10-point favorite. The Nets they're back. The Nets are 10, 222.5.
Yeah, the Hornets won one of their last three, but are scoring 110 points here per game. The Nets have 2 out of 3 wins here as of late, but only 106 points a game over the last three. Hornets here 5-1 against the spread versus the Nets on a road loss or after a road loss in their last 6 games. Those Hornets, they've been kind of covering for me. I'm going to stick with them here today. I'll take the Hornets plus 10.
All right, we've got a turnaround here on Team Steam. So I'd say the Hornets are probably one of my favorite plays on the card today, I would think. Believe it or not, probably with the Lakers. No, but I do like the Hornets here in this spot against Brooklyn. Just seems like it's getting a little bit high. Total gets steamed up a little bit here, 222.5. That looks like the right move to me. I think Brooklyn's been showing that defensively, they've been playing pretty well actually defensively. But here, I think they'll be more interested in a game a little bit more up tempo. Charlotte 12-4 to the over in their last 16. It's been Brooklyn that's 5 straight unders with 3-7 to the under in their last 10. Also mentioned 6 of the last 8 meetings have gone under, but Charlotte seems to carry the pace a little bit as far as up tempo. So maybe the over for me is the way I'll end up. But it looks like C-Man wants to say Brooklyn first half here. Looks like his side, but we'll be on Charlotte full game. We'll take them plus 10. We've got 3 plays out of the first 4 games.
Right.
We need winners right now. So the Pacers at the Timberwolves. I'm showing the Timberwolves are already up to a 5-point favorite, but the total has dropped here to 235.5.
Yeah, Pacers here ranked 15th now in 3-point percentage, 35% compared to those Timberwolves, right? They're ranked 27th, not having a great shooting year at 32%. Pacers have also made way more 3-point shots here this season. Pacers 5-0 against the spread versus the Timberwolves on in their last 5 here. I'm going to take the Pacers plus the 5.
Gosh, Mindy. The deal is we have to, if we agree, we have to play these plays. I also like Indy today. They're 14-10 against the number. Minnesota just 4-9 at home against the number. The Pacers, they've done very well. You said in this series, Minnesota's just covered one of the last 5 games. We're getting now 5 points. Dare I say, we've got 4 plays in 5 games. I like Indiana here, plus the 5. Boy, wow. You get your money's worth.
Right.
I hope with Team Steam. Now hopefully get some comments here. We did see Blake with us on that Hornets game, but hoping to get some agreement here with the chat before we go crazy here with all these plays. And
No one's stopping us, Ramon. We're going full bore right now.
On board with Mindy here. Hopefully we're back on track.
That's right.
Because we're on road teams.
After the birthday celebration, we have to get back on track.
We're on 4 road teams in the NBA here. Kings and Bucks. Bucks are favored here by 6.5. Good game, man. 236.5. Who'd have thunk this would be such a good game with those Sacramento Kings? By the way, I believe they're the best money-making team in the league now.
Yeah, and why not stick with them, right? I mean, Kings are 10-2 against the spread in the last 12, following that straight-up win. Also won 3 in a row, putting up the points. Kings are ranked 4th goal percentage. The Bucks, they're like 21st, just not shooting the ball well. The Kings are going to take a cheer. Look, I'm on another road team. What's going on?
Well, I think maybe the Kings get their comeuppance here finally. Not that they haven't been superb, but for me, I think I'll probably be maybe on the other side. But instead, I'm going to focus on the total here. I'm going to end up going under. I see the push. I see the move. It's steam, widely reported steam on the over. But for me, the Kings are 0-4, their last 4 to the under on the road. This series has been all over games.
Bucks money line coming in.
Yep. C-Man says take those Bucks on the money line. I might consider laying the points here with the Bucks, but for me, like I said, the play is going to be on the under in this one. There's a lot to be said. Like I said, 9 straight games at Milwaukee between these two have gone over. Now, granted, that's over, I believe, a 10-year span. So, but that's every time that Sacramento's gone in. I don't mind long-term trends like that. A lot of people will say, well, the team has turned over 2 or 3 times. And I know I've mentioned this before, but I'll just reiterate that, what it is how does a franchise fare when they take, 12 professional athletes on the road in a travel situation to this particular city, as more of the way I look at some things like long-term trends like that. And Dave says, don't bet against the Bucks at home, and I probably won't. I'm going to go under. Mindy will, though. She's going to take the Kings. I'm going to go under in this one. Sacramento, great. I mentioned 15-7 against the spread. Milwaukee, though, 5-0 against the spread. Last 5 at home. I'm sure that's what Dave is pointing to a bit as well. Milwaukee, very strong at home. All right. Continuing on here. 2 good young teams, I guess. Maybe not much D, but Oklahoma City and Memphis. They played a lot of overs this year, certainly. Showing Memphis is up to an 8-point favorite, total 232.5.
Yeah, both of these, 2 teams here coming off winners of their last 3 games here. Thunder scored 125, Grizzlies 113. Thunder, they're a lot better from the free throw line at about 80%. Grizzlies are at 70. Thunder 4-0 against the spread their last 4 here. I'm going to take the Thunder. I'm going to take them +8.
All right, Mindy, I can't get away. We can't stop betting on the Thunder at this point, can we? I think they've been pretty good to us. So they are 9-4 against the spread on the road, and Memphis is 8-3 against the spread at home. They're kind of in their best element so far, and Memphis has covered 9 of the last 12 in the series. Oklahoma City 16-8 to the over this season. Memphis 11-7 to the over as a favorite, and 6 of the last 7 meetings have gone over as well. But I don't know. I think this total might be actually pretty high. These teams might be able to limit each other just a little bit, and I think a lot of people are going to be on that over. So Blake is on with us here with OKC, so that's going to give us some support to put the Thunder into our card. Another road team. Very scary here. Curtis does say take Memphis on that money line, so he might be setting himself up with a money line parlay action here. So, but we're on the Thunder, Mindy. We got 5 picks. We've got 5 road teams, but at least 4 of them are underdogs, so don't mind that. Right. All right, Daniel says get those Thunder buddies in there. Okay, hey, 2 more interesting teams, certainly. And, nothing special with the Pistons, but they've been making us some money of late. The Pelicans have been pretty terrific. Amazing that they're a 10-point favorite. I know they're playing the Pistons, but that really shows how far the Pelicans have come right now. They're favored in this one by 10, total 220. You still with me, Mindy?
Yeah, I'm sorry. Can you hear me?
Okay.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yeah, it's kind of
maybe.
Yeah, I think I could hear. We could hear you better than your video. Actually, is
I wonder why? Because again, I'm to the directly to the Ethernet there, so I'm not sure why that's not coming out okay.
I can make out everything you're saying, and I think the chat will as well. If you want to go ahead with your, I wouldn't fret about the video right now. If you wanted to go with your analysis, I'll just rudely cut you off if it's not working.
Okay. Yeah, it's funny because it looks fine on my end here. I have the Pelicans today winning this one by 7. So I'm going to be in on the Pelicans here today. On the Pistons here today. Over the last 3 games, your Pistons have either Not more loss by more than 10, that's for sure. Pistons are 8-1 against the spread. Also, after scoring 100 points in their previous game here, I'm going to take the Pistons again.
Okay, on the Pistons, I got that for sure. Maybe it's on my end, actually. Everybody hearing Mindy pretty good, okay? Blake
No,
said,
it's on my end because I'm watching on my phone here, and it does show
oh,
me locked up. So it
well,
is
like I
on
said,
my
and
side.
you probably have the sound down because of the. But I'll just tell you that it's audible. It's definitely understandable. I understood everything that you said there. So the Pistons, yeah. Look, Blake says he's on them with you. Looks like Curtis might want to get on that money line here with Detroit, if that's what he means when he says RL. I'm not sure quite about that. Don Betts, nice to see him always back. I always like his name. Kind of reminds me of Don Best, and I'm sure that's for
Right.
the play on words there a little bit with that. It's a good name. It's a good nickname. So, yeah, but for me, Mindy, I think I'm gonna lean. I lean towards the Pels. I think here. So Blake says he likes taking those double digits, certainly in the NBA. So I don't know. This looks like a good spot for the Pelicans for me. So I'll instead look to the total. I think in this one, you see the move. There's been steam on the over, and this is one that I'm going to end up tailing. In fact, it's up to 228. I'll kind of update it there. Here we go, and just to get the right line on there, so I don't cheat ourselves anything. Make sure we're honest about it here, and I am going to go over the 228 in this game with Detroit and New Orleans. Yeah, Detroit, they made us money. So I don't mind Mindy's play 6-2-2 against the spread last 10, but just note New Orleans 7-3 to the number in their last 10. Detroit has covered 4 out of the last 5 trips into New Orleans. We know that's a East-West game, but still. Don't mind necessarily what Mindy's saying. I'm probably on New Orleans. I'm going to go over, though. Mindy's on Detroit. Just kind of stalling a little bit and rambling to see if I can get Mindy's video to catch up.
I was like, well, let me go ahead and I'll just rehash it here, and you can let me back in.
Yeah, that sounds just fine. And I'll wait on the next game. We're going to talk about the Wizards. Or maybe I can start the next game, too. I don't think it'll take her too long as we get going here. Yep, I think, oh, yeah, this is going to be great. I can tell already.
Is it better?
Oh, gosh. It's terrific.
Yeah, I don't know if it was when I, stopped my cam there, that if that's what did it or what.
It's amazing technology, really. So we're thankful for it. We get to do this show and be on Tony's channel. It's awesome. All right, Mindy, we got another good game here with Washington and Chicago, but Washington's been a bit of a money burner lately. So I don't know what you might think here. Well, Chicago's still a 5.5 point favorite, and the total has jumped up a notch to 226.5.
Aren't we still fading the Bulls at this point in time? I don't
1-8-1 against the spread their last 10.
I understand, Ramon. I understand. But yeah, I'm gonna try the Wizards though today. Wizards, they're 4-1 against the spread in their last 5 after allowing more than 125 the game before. Both teams have kind of lost 4 out of 5 now. Wizards though. Scoring more, 121 to 111. If I take a look at their rolling average here, I'm going to be on the Wizards plus 5.5. A road team against the Bulls.
All right. Well, I didn't mean to scare anybody off because I think it's a good spot for the Wizards as well. Here, Chicago's just 3-7 against the spread in their last 10. It's been a pretty good series for Chicago, 9-3-1 ATS last 13, but I'm going to give the Wizards a big chance here to compete against the Bulls in this one. I'm willing to take 5.5 points with you here in this one, Mindy. Let's take another road team plus the points. Hope this is it's not a bad strategy. I mean, I know it's not on purpose.
No, it's not.
Taking points is usually what you want to do. Just, no problem with it actually at all. taking points is what you want to do in the long term for the most part. So T-Man says Bulls will get this victory. Daniel says move to 230. I don't know if he was talking about this game or the previous game. So
I think it might have been the previous. I
okay,
think
I'm
Ramon.
still showing at 228, but I'll if you grade me at 230, I don't have a problem with that. C-Man says he likes the under. I think in the Bulls game, I'm not so sure on that one, C-Man. But you usually been getting the better of me on one of those disagreements, so I'm going to stay off the total, and I will go with Washington here with Mindy. We've got 6 plays and 2 more games to go in the NBA. We better crush it today. Wish we had a little bit more support from the chat, but we're getting lots of great comments. We're getting great comments, just not a lot. I don't know if we're all on some of the similar plays, I guess, huh? Okay, Warriors and the Jazz. It's an
Not this
okay.
again, Ramon. Not this again.
Well, it's an okay game. I mean, it's when the Warriors are involved, it's still a good game. The line's already moved a point and a half. I mean, everybody's onto it at this point. Nobody wants to get involved with the Warriors, I guess, on the road. Is today the day? We've been taking all these other road teams.
Well, here I am. I'm taking a road team. In this spot again where we know that the Warriors just don't play well, on the road. But the Warriors have won 3 out of the last 5 here, scoring 118. And it's kind of the same thing here. Jazz putting up about the same numbers here with 118. Warriors, though, 4-0 against the spread in their last 4, following that straight-up loss. They're also 6-1 against the spread in their last 7, following an ATS loss. So I think it might be a good spot for these Warriors. Plus, I like them, getting, this many points on the road. So I'll take them.
Okay, well, I got to draw the line somewhere. I'm not going to be on the Warriors here. I mean, maybe they're the right side, but I kind of think Utah can get them here. Instead, I like the under though a lot. I know this is going to be it might be a popular play on the over today, especially considering the Warriors have gone 7-4-1 to the over on the road. Utah 7-3 to the over in their last 10 games. Yeah, Daniel says Golden State.
I know, right? I know. That's why it's like, I have a hard time with it because I know they're so bad on the road, right? So
2-10. They actually covered another one. They're 2-10 now against the spread on the road, which I believe makes them. I think they're 2-1 in their last 3 against the spread on the road. So Curtis says the Warriors will be without players today, and maybe that's why the line is on the move here. So for me, I think this one will be an under game. So you'd think if they were missing some of those guys that maybe we would see. But yeah, I mean, Curry out, Green out, but the total's still hanging in there. So Wiggins out, it looks like. So I don't know. I know maybe not a lot of respect for Utah still. They are 7-4-1 against the spread at home. So, yep, Dave said it. Says those guys are out, so
yeah.
It is interesting that the line still is only 7.5. So that concerns me sometimes. Look, Green has a hip injury. I mean that's and Steph has an ankle injury. So Wiggins missed the game, the last game on Monday, I think it was. So several issues there, but it's all baked into the line. Mindy knows that as well. I'm going to go under 234 today. I feel really good about that.
I do like the under, Ramon.
In this one. Yeah, well, the trends say over in this one, but maybe because of the personnel situation. So. All right, one more, and I think it was actually a request to preview in the Suns game. And, since look at Dao Huang. Is he here with his own 3-game parlay? So appreciate him checking in. I haven't seen him before. And here's Ricky. And
Nice.
Let's pop his parlay up on the screen because he says Utah and Phoenix today are his
All right.
including this Phoenix club, Mindy. And right now the Celtics have moved to a 2-point favorite. I've been, definitely touting the Celtics a little bit, and they came through in that last game for me big time against
Right.
Toronto. So are the Celtics good here against the Suns? The total has dropped to 229.5.
Well, I kind of like the Suns at home. Celtics tend to really turn the ball over a lot on the road. They just play a little bit more, sloppy than at home here. I think that that those small things here might make the difference here in this one. Suns 5-0 against the spread versus Celtics off a home loss over their last 5. I'll take the Suns at home, getting a couple points here. Again, it's a close one here for me.
This is kind of a big matchup, obviously, here, I think, in this one. So I don't know, man. Boston's been looking so good. I don't know if I want to get in their way at this point. So probably not going to be involved. I think Fonzie likes the over in this game. And that's Fonzie's first comment of the day. So I feel kind of bad because I am actually going to be taking the under in this one. The steam has come in on the under. Maybe
Yeah,
I'm
like
reading
under as well. Yeah.
maybe I'm reading too much into the line move here in this one, but Boston is 3-9 to the under on the road this season. It's always been a tough trip for Boston. 1-6 against the spread their last 7 trips into Phoenix. Certainly, that's over several years. Obviously, Boston 8-2 against the spread last 10. But in Mindy's defense, Phoenix 3-1 against the spread as an underdog. They haven't been a dog too many times. They are here. They're 3-1 against the spread. So Malcolm Brogdon looks like he'll be in for this one. Looks like he will be in the game. Chris Paul still questionable with that heel injury, and that's what the comment was earlier
Right.
asking about
His
Chris
Paul
Paul
play,
and his status. But I'm not. I don't put him necessarily right now in the same category, I think, as Paul George and Kawhi. Kawhi, at this point, I don't want to talk about him. We should only talk about Paul George when we talk about, always missing the games, because when Kawhi's in there, what is he really? He's really just giving, maybe a barely above average. Right, 20 minutes, maybe 10 points. I guess it's okay for a 20-minute player, but really, is he just a role player? So, all right. And Daniel says Boston, best team in the NBA. Clicking on both sides right now. So, yeah, I might have them right now, maybe even ahead of the Bucks. I think Boston's looking pretty good right now. It's great considering the turmoil that they had. They were able to,
Yeah, started off strong, kind of plateaued, now back up. I like it.
Maybe it is just the players. Who needs a coach?
Yeah, I mean, Ramon, you've always, talked about having the player coaches, right? Like they did back in the day.
Oh, that's what Tony likes,
Oh, I thought that was you as well. No?
That was when they started giving too much money to the top stars, and they just said, why don't you coach the team? All right, let's get into college basketball now. So we ended up with 6 plays. We'll figure out how we're gonna maybe a couple 3-packs, but we have 6 plays on the 11-game card for Team
All right.
Steam. I feel like it's more like for you and I today.
45.
We got such tremendous support from our group today, but
so we were looking at what, the Knicks?
Seaman said, was New York was the pick under in New York? He was asking. I took the under, but Mindy took Atlanta in that game. So Tony's chiming in with his hockey play today. So in case maybe Tony can't hang around, let's try to remember these on Edmonton on the puck line. Let's get rolling on college basketball, Mindy. Pretty big card, good card, good games. This one's going to be an early start. 6:30 Eastern, 5:30 Mindy, 3:30 Pacific with Michigan State and Penn State to start us off with our 5 games of coverage in college ball.
Yeah, I think I'm going to go ahead and look to Penn State here in this one. Michigan State 3-6 on the road against the spread in their last 9. Penn State 5-2-1 against the spread here, on the road. Michigan State, oh man, they had such a bad loss there, to Notre Dame and then Northwestern. I think Penn State, they're pretty well rounded, right? I mean, I know that they had that overtime loss to Clemson, but other than that, Penn State shooting 40% from three. I think this is going to be the only meeting between these two teams here. I like Penn State today.
I do too, Mindy. I like Penn State in this one. I think they're the side for me, and I didn't lower the spread by a point just to help us because, yeah, you mentioned Penn State off to a great start at home with those 4 covers in 5 games, and Michigan State, they're not getting numbers right now, right, with a 3-6 spread record. Steam did come in on the total over, which I also kind of liked, but now at 137, it's actually getting into kind of the range where I thought it might fall into. Michigan State is 6-7, 6-1 to the over this season so far. So I'm on with you, Mindy. I like Penn State in this game. Total right now seems pretty solid on that move. I guess I would only look over still, but C-Man says he likes over in the game. Daniel, great to have your comments. Awesome. Appreciate you so much. That's what we're looking for, people to come in. This is hardcore handicapping, no doubt about it. A lot of great shows out there, but we're really here just to talk about the games and make picks and, to tell you about our premium picks also over at tonyspicks.com. Those are our best picks over there. These are free complimentary picks, kind of, with all due respect, kind of second tier, the one that's not going to make the plays that we sell. So
I feel like I need my Mandalorian mask and lightsaber right now. May the force be with you.
We're on with the premium, and we just want to mention, Mindy, by the way, that over, talking about our college basketball, since we do have an agreement here on Team Steam consensus, and with someone chiming in, I believe, with us there, but our college basketball has been really, really solid here on the show. In fact, it's been our best sport together so far this season. We are 26-19 so far in college basketball. So it's been our best sport.
Done, Ramon. Let's do it.
Team Steam. So we'll get in the Big East here. Talk about DePaul and St. John's, and I'm showing St. John's right now is down to an 8.5-point favorite. Total has gone up. Probably, I get why, probably, but up to 158.
Yeah, I mean, I think this is going to be, a decent, matchup here. DePaul 4-4 against the spread. St. John's 4-5 against the spread here at home. It's like, here we go with some Big East play here. Finally, St. John's took that big time loss to Iowa State. Didn't really expect that. Only because I like the pace, the tempo, the full court press St. John's, plays here. But I think it just goes to show that they can kind of be, beaten here, or maybe it's that they just can't shoot here on the road. If they play at home, maybe they're, okay. But this DePaul team has this guy named Javon Johnson. He was just Big East Player of the Week, putting up 55 in his last 2 versus Sanford and Loyola Chicago. I don't know. It's going to be a close one, Ramon. I think, though, that St. John's here might have a little bit of doubt maybe coming back home after losing to that Iowa State team. Shooting only 35% there, committing 20 turnovers. Maybe St. John's can turn it around, but I'm going to go ahead and take the DePaul here plus 8.5.
Yeah, Curtis says he likes St. John's to get the money here. You see that total just skyrocket. It opened as low as 153.5. I kind of still like the over, but I'm gonna be on DePaul with you here on this game. I'm not crazy comfortable with it, ever taking DePaul at this point, but look at the numbers on this total I was checking out. I mean, I really like it over. I still might like it over at 158. DePaul's 6-2 to the over, including over in 4 straight. And in their 3 meetings last year, they met 3 times, including, I believe, maybe in a tournament game. But they went for 165, 193, and 173 in their 3 matchups last year. So 158. I mean, that's still probably achievable. Whether or not you want to lay, 4.5 more points off the opener, that might be another thing. So Thurman Hill says, roll with them here. So, yeah. And so let's get on to Paul, make it 2 for 2. We'll move on to the next game.
Sorry, chatters. We're going against. So we will have to challenge one out here today.
I did like kind of Shady talking about Bogdanovich, and remember, you weren't there for the show yesterday with Tony, but I was spent several minutes, or not several minutes, but one of my talking points was on Bogdanovich and his incredible percentage shooting this season. 50%, close to 50% from 2, 40% from 3, and 90% from the line. Really is one of the hardest things to do, even to get close to those numbers. So really one of the top shooters in the game right now, Bogdanovich, for sure. Okay, Dayton and Virginia Tech. And let's see if I got an update on this one. I'm showing Virginia Tech now down to 7. Total 127.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy here. The Flyers, they went ahead and lost their first 3 games of the season. I think they were in the Bahamas, right? And then they also, during that trip, lost their 2 backcourt starters. So right now, this Dayton team, they're actually starting 5 forwards. So it's kind of interesting, I think. But they're 2-7 against the spread in the last 10. Virginia Tech, not really that much better when you look at their spread numbers. 3-6 over their last 9 here. But yeah, I mean, Virginia Tech, we know, just beat up on North Carolina, but you could say, oh, well, maybe it's because, we had some starters out there or, out of the game there for North Carolina. But Dayton here has a lot of length. I kind of think that we're going to look at a lot of outside shooting today. So I think as long as Virginia Tech can kind of keep those percentages up. I mean, both of these teams have nice efficiencies. I think I'm going to go over the total here today, over 127.
Okay, Mindy goes over in Dayton and Virginia Tech. I think I see there. Virginia Tech, they've been kind of an under team so far, though, with 4 of the last 5 games going under. Dayton, maybe they'll be back a little bit in their element here. They're not covering numbers at all, but I don't know. I think against Virginia Tech, Virginia Tech, you mentioned their bad spread numbers, and they've been favored every single time, I think, or at least in several of the games, while Dayton is an underdog for the first time. I like that. I like Dayton in an underdog role. So I'm going to end up with Dayton here, I think, in this one. I just want to check. Maybe if I can, I want to keep everybody here while I'm whipping through some information, but just want to make sure I'm not making I don't want to give out a bad pick. Yeah. Well, what can you say about Dayton? They still had 5 wins so far. They've been favored in, just haven't covered numbers. So yeah, I like Dayton as an underdog here. I'm going to take Dayton plus the 7, the moves on Dayton so far. So I'll take Dayton, and Mindy will take the over in this one. Appreciate everyone in the chat today. C-Man says he's got Virginia Tech first half in this one. Probably laying 4 points or so, I would think, in that one. All right, couple more games here on the college board, and we'll take a look at Pitt taking on Vandy in this one. This one has gone crazy a little bit. Well, Vandy's up to a 4-point favorite. Opened as low as 2.5. Did touch 4.5. Was bought back down to -4. Vandy -4. Total down to 136.
Yeah, Pittsburgh here is 5-3-1 against the spread here over their last 9. Vandy only 3-5 against the spread. Pittsburgh, is on this 5-game winning streak. But Vandy has this big 7-footer, which may give Pittsburgh a little bit of problems here in the paint. But it also could come down to, a close one here. Could come down to the foul line. Vandy only shoots 61%. I'm going to take a look at the under. Under's 3-1 in Vandy's last 4 home games. But it has been going a little bit over here to Pittsburgh. But I'm just, taking into consideration, like I said, the big guy in the paint. may cause them to have to shoot from the perimeter here. It kind of just depends on, how well they do shoot. Are they going to shoot 50% or, 38%? I have this one finishing around 133, 134 based on rolling averages. So we'll be going ahead and taking the under.
All right, Mindy. Just want to point something out to you then real quick. Maybe I didn't do this earlier on the show when we visited the website, but I think I'm going to right now. I did mention it yesterday on Tony's show while you weren't there, but I mentioned our good college basketball record so far, and I just want to let you know that we're going to be in agreement on this game going under in Pittsburgh and Vanderbilt. And using our new feature over at tonyspicks.com where you can actually choose, here I've chosen the total for totals in college basketball. We're 16-5 in our college basketball totals so far this year. So we're on the under here. I don't know if that's a stat you're going to pay attention to in the chat. Probably be more interested in the fact that, these two teams last year played and it was 68-52 for just 120 total points. Pittsburgh has failed 4 straight against the spread. Virginia Tech, I'm sorry. Pittsburgh has failed 4 straight games. Vanderbilt 2-4 against the spread at home. Pittsburgh 2-0-1 against the spread on the road. But look at also, I want to mention there, Nick 14-7 in college basketball totals. But how about Tony? I don't know if Tony even knows. Tony, you're 7-1-1 in college basketball totals. I hope you have one today for us.
Right.
Focus on those totals, Tony. Let's get some more winners in there and on those totals. So thanks, kind of shady. Just was more kind of tying it in. Wanted to point out that feature, but also highlight our record there. So pit covers, says Curtis in this one. And I wasn't sure. A lot of fluctuation in the line. So, all right, we're on the under there. That's our third play so far in college basketball. And we got one more game. It's probably the featured matchup just because it has the Connecticut Huskies, the undefeated Connecticut Huskies going up against Florida here. So I'm showing right now Connecticut is still 4.5. The total has dropped 1 point to 143.5.
Very interesting. Ramon, UConn 8-0-1 against the spread. Florida 4-5 against the spread in their last 9. UConn, like you said, just getting the job done, right? Winning each of its 9 games by double digits, but are finally getting now a good road test here to see how they do. UConn's all 5 of their starters score in double digits. But Florida also has, 4 guys here scoring in double digits in their lineup here too. I just think I don't really see a whole lot of defense in this one, even though you could tout them to say, these two might be, pretty decent defensive teams. I just don't really see it going that way today. Florida, it's 9-1 to the over for the Huskies. It's 5-1 to the over in the last 6. I'll be going over 143.5, Ramon.
All right, Mindy's on the over. Quite frankly, I'm going to end up seeing it probably just the opposite. I mean, the totals have dropped 3 points so far to 143.5 off of 146.5. So you're definitely getting the best price. And hey, Curtis is actually a Gainesville guy. So great that Curtis might be coming in.
Unsure about this one.
Yeah, unsure about the game, I think, is what he's saying.
Right.
I think under is a solid play. It might even be a premium for me. So maybe I won't now because of your opinion on the game. I'll take Connecticut to edge Florida in this one and keep it going. I've already talked about what I think of Connecticut this season, and you mentioned those 9 victories, 8-1 against the spread, all those double-digit wins. So Connecticut 6-3 to the over so far. Definitely been scoring. This is going to be a tougher game, I think. So Dave coming in, parlay for the player parlay for the Raiders game. So maybe we'll jot that one down, Mindy, and when we come in, we'll have to make a special attempt player prop maybe for the Raiders game. We talk about the NFL certainly on Thursday with that game, and not the best game, but you do have the 2 former LA teams, if you will, with the Raiders and the Rams. Next Thursday's game, the following week, is a real good one. So, all right, and Curtis, I think he's saying he likes the over in the game with you, Mindy, in the Connecticut Florida game. So that bodes well.
Hooray!
All right, so we got 3 plays in college basketball out of our 5, and our record's good. So let's keep that rolling, and let's get into hockey now with a 7-game card today. Pretty decent card with another really hot matchup, and I'd say the NHL hot matchups have lived up to expectations for sure of late. So let's start with a not hot matchup between
Not hot. What?
Philadelphia. Well, I'm sorry.
Hold his ice.
Can't
Hold
win
his
on the
ice.
road. Philly's starting. They're struggling. So now we know Philly gets those puck lines. What do you got here with Caps and Flyers?
Well, I mean, I guess since you had said this is not going to be a hot game, I will be taking the under. So yeah, I'm not expecting too much in this one either. Not so hot is how I'll put it. Capitals 11-12, Flyers 9-12. Capitals here hit the under now 4 out of their last 5. Unders hit 3 out of the last 5 for the Flyers. No one is scoring anything. Under 7-1 over the last 8 overall here. Yeah, I'm going under.
I'll go under 2. We're going to go
Okay.
under 6. At 6.5, I actually was going to make this a premium because I did see 6.5s out there early. Did anybody else see those with me?
I did. I have it written down right here, 6.5.
Yeah, I think it was a premium for me, but I don't think there's going to be enough decently juiced 6.5s out there now. So let's go with it as a pre-complimentary selection. Really, it's at any 6.5. And hey, look, I don't have any problem if they buy it up, to 6.5 if you want to be sure. But we're just going to be faced with, going up against 2 of the toughest lines in the back end of Tony's picks, and I'm sure we're going to end up seeing 6 there on both those. Other than that, it was going to be a premium for me, I'm sure. Rocco says he did get the 6.5, so nice job there. See, Curtis says Montreal killed us yesterday. Yeah, no doubt about that. Although I did come in with a 3-0 day myself with NHL Premium. I will mention that. Mindy, Detroit, Tampa Bay under. I also had Chicago Devils under, and I had Winnipeg. So came in with a 3-0 day, although some people may have gotten sided on one of the totals if they didn't get the 6.5, like I did in one of the games before it moved to 6. So anyways, Mindy, let's go under. I do like this game under. I don't even mind under 6 if you end up having to take that or don't get an option maybe to buy it up. I think we're looking at 3-2 or lower here. I think Philly might be live in this game. I think we'll get maybe to 2-2, and then someone wins it on the 3rd goal with no empty netter. Curtis does say Flyers. He's under in the Flyers game here with us. So there is an agreement with Curtis. All right. Thanks, Minnie, for putting that parlay up there for Dave.
I'll put one that I think.
Yeah. And next up, we've got Sabres and Blue Jackets here. The Sabres are up to 160, 6.5 over 30.
Yeah, and this one I'm going to look to the over. Sabres here putting up 5 goals in their last 4. Blue Jackets 2.5 over their last 4. Over is 4-0. Sabres last 4 overall. 5-0 in the Sabres last 5, playing on 2 days rest here as well. I'm going to take the over.
Yeah, and the series has gone over too, huh? So these guys definitely go over. To me, on the surface with the personnel currently, it to me feels very solidly under. But yeah, I mean Columbus are 10-5, the over at home. They're really doing the job. Buffalo not doing very well in this series, 1-6. Last 7 trips into Columbus, and now that it's up to 160, I don't like Buffalo here at all. I'm going to take Columbus, and I'm going to take them on the puck line at minus $1.75. Right. I don't know if they, I don't feel confident about them necessarily winning the game outright to give it out as an underline as a dog. straight away. But I think Columbus feels like a slight lean side to me here. Not real excited about this one.
Are you sure?
And we got the Wild going up against the Flames. I'm showing the Flames $1.50. Totals moved over to six over 15. A little bit of a tick up here on this one.
Yeah, well, I think I'm going to go with the Wild here in this one. They are 4-0 in their last four. Overall, Wild have outscored the Flames in the last four games here. Wild ranked 10th in power play percentage. Flames are 25th. I'm going to go with the Wild here today.
All right, Mindy's going to take the Wild. Calgary's won 4 out of the last 5 meetings between these two, and Calgary is 9-5 at home this season. But I will mention that the total has gone 2-8 to the under in the last 12 meetings. Although Calgary's been kind of an over team so far, I think, at home. So Dave coming in with an interesting comment there regarding some of the games, saying there was lots of scoring in the first period yesterday. So, but for me, I'm going to end up going under with Minnesota and Calgary in this one, especially if it's moving up. Maybe it'll move up to 6.5. I'm not so sure that it will, but I've got under here, Minnesota and Calgary. Mindy says take the Wild on the money line, right, Mindy?
That's correct. Plus 120-ish.
Yeah, for sure. If not more, maybe 130. All right, Wild are hot, says Dave. And Mindy's on them. I was leaning towards Calgary, so I'm not going to play it with you guys. All right, we got a good one here with Boston and Colorado. It's been a tough time for Boston when they've played at Colorado. They've given up some goals in those matchups, but right now Boston's unstoppable. They're minus 170, and the total is might be 6 over 15, might be 6 over 10 at the cheaper shops.
Yeah, I mean, and I kind of give out my money line pick there. Avalanche have given up 4.75 goals here per game over their last four, while the Bruins only 2. Bruins been scoring on average 3.5 goals over the last 4 here, which is well over a goal higher than the Avalanche right now. Bruins 8-1 the last 9. We all know that they're just playing really good right now. They've only allowed 5 goals or more over that same time period. 6-1 their last 7 versus team with a winning record as well. So Bruins are playing up to their potential, it looks like to me. I'll take them minus 175.
All right. I'm not going to – someone who said it in the chat, not going to get off the Bruins until they let us down or something to that effect the other day I saw. Remember that? Was that you, Dave? Who was that said that in the chat? So Curtis does like the over in this game, and I do too, Curtis, especially if it's going to be a 6. I mean, I don't want to say what the premiums might say because it kind of also goes against the trends. I mean, Boston's 5-11 to the under as a favorite. Colorado's 1-4 to the under as a dog. But I think we could see this, like I said, when these teams have met here, they've gone 3-0-1 to the over in those 4 games, all won by Colorado. But I got Boston here. Take them one more time. Let's go to the well with the Bruins. I mean, they're just been awesome. No doubt about it. Daniel, thank you so much if you're leaving us for now. Great to have you today. And so we're on a second play here, Mindy. Boston.
All right,
$1.70. No joke. Got to lay a bit of a price there.
Right.
So. All right, Arizona going up against Edmonton. Edmonton is 275. Total 6.5 over 15.
Yeah, I mean, again, if I was going to go put this in a money line parlay, I'd go ahead and take those Oilers, but I still kind of tick to the Coyotes here, a little bit at the plus 1.5 goals here. Didn't quite make my variance for a premium play, though. So I'm going to take a look at the total here. Overs hit 4 of the last 5 Oilers games here. Oilers are ranked 10th in scoring and 3rd in power play. I'm going to go ahead and take the over 6.5 goals.
All right, Mindy goes on the over here with Arizona and Edmonton. Big numbers, 6.5 over 20. Going to need all those goals Ibrahim's here. He made it. And but for me, I'll do it, Mindy. I'll go on Arizona money
Okay.
puck line again. I mean, they are 14-9 on the puck line. They're only minus $1.05 or so today. Edmonton 6-10 as a puck line favorite. I should say Arizona 14-9 as a puck line dog. I think they actually were a favorite in a game or two. So believe it or not. Anyways, Edmonton 6-10 is a puck line favorite, and they're laying a little bit of a price. So I don't know. That seems like pretty good odds to me. I'll take Arizona once again. We'll go to the well with Arizona there. So Daniel checking in with more. And yeah, go ahead. Put those NFL plays, put them on record here so that you're on record in the chat, especially if you can't make it to the Thursday show. So, all right. The Rangers going to take on Vegas. And here's another good game here with these two teams. I'm showing Vegas, pretty decent size favorite, $1.50. Total 6 over 15.
Yeah, Rangers and Blues. I think they beat them like 6-4 last time out. And then the Golden Knights beat the Bruins, right? 4-3. Rangers are ranked 11th in penalty kill percentage. Golden Knights 24th. Man, I think I'm going to go ahead and take the Rangers here today at plus money, plus 135 here.
All right, Mindy's on the Rangers. Can't avoid it right now. Vegas has won 6 out of the last 7 meetings. You know what you're saying. I mean, getting the plus price with the Rangers. Man, these two teams have been solid unders. Rangers 4-8 to the under on the road. Vegas a monster 2-10 to the under at home. But it just doesn't feel like that's what's going to happen when these two teams meet. It seems like, to me, I appreciate what Vegas has done with that 2-10 under record, but when I think of these two teams on the ice against each other, I feel like it goes the other way. I don't know. I kind of feel like it's a premium in a way. Maybe those trends are kind of maybe going to keep me off of it, and the fact that Mindy went on the Rangers, I want to give out what I feel is a good play here. Again, I can't sell you on the trends because the trends say under big time in this game. I just feel like today when these two teams meet that it's going to end up being an over. That's the way I'm going to go. Now, if it was 6.5, maybe I could just pass. But at 6, I'm not sure that I can pass. I feel like goals will be scored with Rangers and Vegas today. So I've got to go over in this one. We got Curtis says he wants to take Vegas on the puck line here at minus 1.5, plus 165.
Oh my goodness.
So yeah.
Man, we are not seeing eye to eye on this one. Mr. Curtis. Whoa.
Yeah, pretty good price though, I think. I mean,
I'm now like super interested in this one, I'm excited. I'm excited to see how this one plays out.
Well, at plus 165, I mean, Vegas is 9-12 as a puck line favorite. So plus 165 will definitely get you home, even in a 9-12 record. And Rangers, the puck line dog, just 2-3 so far, and they're laying a big price. So I don't mind that necessarily. I think if you're going to play Vegas, the puck line might actually be the way to go as far as the return is concerned. I do lean to Vegas actually in the game. That's why I can't be with Mindy here on the Rangers.
But we're not seeing eye to eye at all. You know what I mean?
Well, we got one play so far. 2 plays. We got 2 plays. Let's see if we can get a third. When we talk about the Canucks going up against the Sharks. And the Sharks here are favored. The Canucks are favored, of course. They're minus $1.15, and the total 6.5 over 15.
Yeah, so I think this is our last one for the day, right? Canucks have scored 5 goals a game. Sharks have allowed 11 goals in the last 2 games here combined. These teams are ranked 29th in goals against, each giving up well over 100. Should be plenty of scoring, I think. I'm going to take the over.
Well, you knew we could get a third game out of this if you're going to take the over, because I mean, Vancouver, they're 11-3 to the over on the road. San Jose's 9-4 to the over at home. I don't care if it's 6.5. I want to go over in this game. San Jose, they're crummy at home. We know that. Just a 2-8 home record. Vancouver's won 7 out of their last 10. I got to like it over, Mindy. Let's have a third play on hockey tonight. Give us I don't know, 12 plays, I think, today.
Right.
Wow. Appreciate everybody coming in here today on the morning steam. Let's head on back over to tonyspicks.com for one more look at what's going on over there today as we get on out of here. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. Head on over to tonyspicks.com where you'll find our premium picks. These are absolutely our best picks each and every day. Let me bring it up before Mindy scolds me. There we go.
Right.
Yeah,
Me and Ramon, get it up there.
right where we are there with our morning steam, and maybe we can just check out that board. So on the Who's Hot tab here, what you can do is actually go through and actually pick each individual league if you want to see how our handicappers fare. There's the morning steam team right up there in NFL, college football records. Hey, there's Mindy and I. Wow, how about that, Mindy?
Yeah. All right, I like it.
In college football, you and I right there. These are totals, I should mention.
Right.
These are total, right? I have some totals selected. Tony 17-8 in totals. I want Tony just to pick totals from here on out, it looks like.
I know. I feel like I should go to that, actually.
Tony's at like 70% on his totals this year. And how about NBA total? So you see over at tonyspicks.com, and you can break these down a little bit into spread, money line, and totals. So maybe if you go
I
over
like
to
the feature. I think it's cool. Yeah.
it is a good feature, right? So there I am, number one in NHL. Mindy, number two in NHL. So that's totals, right? So let's see. How are we looking on money line? Are we still 1 and 2? No, we're nowhere to be found. We don't bet the money line very well. That's just it. Money line,
right.
bad.
Our algorithm is a bit off on that.
Even with the spread, it's all totals. And again, I mean, totals are kind of my specialty. So there's almost all totals for Mindy and I. Look at that. So
yeah.
That's really saying something. I'm 119 and 117 in overall, and 198 and 150 with all the plus. So total. So I need to play I do play almost all totals. So.
I know, but that's how I feel like. I'm like, I never really noticed that I had that much of a discrepancy. And so I'm like, man, I think it helps us out as handicappers too, see that stuff in real time, so I like it.
Yeah, so that's one of the features there, and you can also choose our late steam or bet. Like, how are people doing with their best bets? How about Tiffany 5-0 with NHL best bets?
Show off.
Yeah, that's just one of the features over there. So NCAA best bets. Well, it's the morning steam, of course. 13-7 on our best bets. I'm 5-2 with NCAA basketball best bets. And Ben 3-0 with NBA best bets just this week. So a good feature we have over there at tonyspicks.com. There for the month. Morning steam, we're 6-2 on our college football best bets. All right, well, we just want to show some more features. A lot of comments rolling in, and hopefully they're not spammy. No, it's all you guys.
All me.
All
the plays. I'm putting them in there for you guys.
Yep. Thanks, C-Man. Appreciate you. Mindy, keep putting in the plays while I just thank everybody for coming. They're all in there? Okay, great. Just because I want to thank Curtis for being here. Dave, Daniel, it was great to have you. Ken P., thanks for stopping by. We know that you're a regular as well. James Mounts was here. I know he was here for quite a while. He says hit the like button. He didn't chime in, but he's here with us. A lot of new faces, and I'm so excited about that. I don't know if we got up to 50 lives. Maybe you saw Mindy.
No, we were up to about 48. I don't know if we hit the 50 threshold, but yeah, it was awesome. Thanks, you guys. We had so many new people getting in and hanging out with us. It's nice. We're glad to know you're all out there.
Ibrahim was here. Rocco was here as well. He may have actually chimed in once before. Kind of Shady. Well, that's a new one for us, and it was great to have him. He was having some good comments for us as well. Thurman Hill joined us. He said the Johnnies to roll today. So, awesome to have a lot of the new names in here today. Mindy, Tony was here. Tony Liverness. Livernessi was here as well today. We've seen him before, I believe. Ricky was here. Dao Huang, he was here as well. He brought us a parlay. Let's bring it up. We didn't do it because it was in the middle of some plays, but he says Jazz money line, Magic under, and Kyrie to go over 24.5 points. So those are the type of things we like to see as well. Miguel Corpeno, not sure we saw him, but he was looking for the Clippers and the Magic. Hopefully got the information we passed along to him. Don Betts was here as well. Hope I got to everybody. I don't want to miss any names until there are just too many to mention. Roscoe Downs. Sounds like an old racetrack. Love to have Roscoe in here. Thurman Hill was here. Gerardo stopped by as well. Jose Sierra. Kabir Gibson was here. Travis Carswell. More new names were here, Mindy. Great job. Great awesome show. Awesome to have everybody. And C-Man, great comment. Awesome. Thank you so much. We're not going anywhere until they kick us off now. That's what they'll have to do.
With us. So stuck.
Yep. That's what they'll have to do. Remember, if you missed our premium consensus picks, you can just go back and watch the show or subscribe. Don't forget all the information on Tony's Picks podcast on all the major platforms. You can almost just find whatever game you want. But if you do miss any of our picks, you can subscribe to them over on Tony'sPicks.com. But please use the promo code TonyT at checkout to save 20%. We know our premium picks can be kind of pricey, and the packages kind of fall under that same premise as well because we treat them as premium picks. But all you got to do is watch the show and get the picks for free. If you feel like subscribing in case you missed the show or can't make every show, we do appreciate it because your subscriptions, not only to our premium picks, but if you were to subscribe to those picks as well, will help us stay here with Tony's Picks. As independent contractors, we rely on your support to keep us on the air and handicapping as we do every day. So appreciate all of you. Great comments. Dave's on a delay. I think he's still there, but we'll see this at the end. Dave, we'll always love your comments. You're great. All right, Mindy, thanks a lot. Great job. Great show. Catch you tomorrow with more Mornings Team. It will be Thursday. We'll have we jotted those down. We'll have the picks for Thursday Night Football. Plus, we'll look at Sunday's early slate, I believe, as well, and other sports for tomorrow. All right. For Mindy Hahn, I'm Ramon Scott. Thank you for joining us.
Bye-bye.